Oh, hey, how's it going? How's it going? How's it going? Some more. This is Politics with Laura. Oh man, there is so much going on the international level. I don't even know where to begin. Uh-oh, I didn't mean to do that. I didn't mean to do that. Okay. I meant to do all that testing before I started. Let me make sure everything's working. Um, Look, while we're doing this, while I'm checking this, I know you're more than likely wondering what's going on. Hey, this is Politics with Laura. Okay, Jim Jordan. Is this? You are looking for Nathan Wade, Bonnie Willis's. Okay, what's going on in the U.S.? There's a lot going on in the U.S. I'm going to talk about that before I get into international news because I want to make sure everything is working. But for some reason, I don't know why I'm having trouble with Rumble. I'm waiting for that to catch up. All right, let me check on YouTube. Okay, that's working fine. That's working fine. All right. Let's get into it. Okay, MAGA. There's a lot of going on. There is a little bit of this and a little bit of that. Now, what is... Okay, this is a little strange. Why am I struggle streaming on Rumble? Why is that? Okay. So Steve Bannon came out swinging today. Now you have Vivek Ramaswamy. You have, oh, okay, it's working. Vivek Ramaswamy, you have Elon Musk, they're over Doge. All right, now, keep in mind that they had supported Trump. Now, people kind of forget that Trump was a Democrat. When he decided to run for president, he's like, look, I don't like what's going on. There's a lot of stuff that I just don't like. Democrat. I don't like it. And I'm going to change it because Republicans nor Democrats are not doing enough. They're not making NATO pay their fair share. We're over there. We're protecting other countries. We're putting our life and limb online to make sure other countries are, how can I say, in a safe manner. If somebody messes with our allies, we go out there, we get all in their face. Can you see me? Can you see me? Well, Donald Trump said, look, give up the cash. Give the cash up. You want us to do this, but you're not doing that. Okay. So, Democrat he was. Democrats said, no, Trump, no. We like you, but we like you as a businessman. Don't come on over here. No. Don't do that. Stay over there. Trump is like, well, I'm going to jump into the Republicans. The Republicans don't like Trump either. So he's really an independent. He didn't run as an independent. He ran as a Republican. He needed a major party. So he's like, I'm going to come in here. I don't care if you like it or not. I'm here. I gave you money. Take it. Or as Pete Diddy would say, take it. Take that. What a bad example. I apologize. However, what's going on is Steve Bannon told Elon and told Vivek, look, check this out, guys. You're not putting America first. You made your riches here. The United States made you. Now what you want to do is you're saying, okay, get rid of the unskilled laborers, get rid of all the poor folk, get rid of them, but only bring in Asian people under the H-1B visas. We need more educated people. Now, this is the interesting part. Yo, Vivek, you sort of forget you went to school here in the United States. You sort of forget that. Elon Musk, I don't know if you went to school in the United States, but I know that you gained vast wealth here. Now, to say, Vivek said, well, okay, Black Americans are a problem. Now, he leaned into the ultra conservatives and how they view Black Americans. So when you come to the United States, you're either Black or white. We don't go by nationalities, we go by color. And keep that in mind. And if you have a little bit too much tint, you might be able to rub elbows with certain places, but you still got color. Don't ever forget it. So they're like, wait a minute, we have schools here. Vivek's like, but you watch too much Boy Meets World. You spend too much time playing sports, being the prom king, the prom queen. You're not in the math Olympics like I was. You didn't do all those things. You did not prioritize education. Well, he made it, he packaged it in a way to where he started to talk about white Americans. You're stupid. Black Americans are the problem, but you're stupid. And you need more Asian people to come in here and run or to fill in the skilled labors. You need engineers, you need doctors, you need this, you need that, because Americans are too dumb to do it. That didn't roll over well. That upset a lot of people. A lot of people were too through. Hey, how you doing? How you doing? Yeah, everybody loves Trump. Yes, they do. Yes, they do. And Republican Party isn't perfect, but the Democratic Party is crazy. You got that right. Let me go on. Wait a minute. Let me go. You're absolutely right on that one. You are. Now, Steve Bannon. Now, people like Steve Bannon, he's a racist. He's this, he's that. You can say whatever you want about him. But one thing what Steve Bannon does is he's like, look, America first. Matter of fact, I'm going to press for this. I want Americans to get reparations. I'm like, what? I said, what? Wait a minute. Steve, wait a minute. Let me. You said what, Steve? He said reparations. Americans should get reparations who were harmed. Who were harmed by immigrants coming here and taking the jobs. Now, understand this. When you come here and you are not from this country, you're automatically going to get paid less. So Steve is like, all Americans who could have had these jobs, but they were given to immigrants, Americans need to be paid for that because those immigrants pushed Americans out of those jobs, and now they have to work in different avenues, different places in which their degrees did not allow them to work in. And it's interesting. Celine said, I could never be a Democrat because of the, insanity. I'm fairly young, so I saw the Democratic Party as a reason for the rotting of the country. Now, I was a lifelong Democrat, okay? Yeah, until I got into I said it several times before, until I got into it, not physically, but we were sparring. And this Republican guy, and I want to thank you. I don't remember your name, but this was a serious debate that we had about 8 years ago. And he shook my foundation. Oh, he shook my foundation. He said, okay, Laura, let me ask you this. What has the Democratic Party done for you? And I said, nothing. My mother was a Democrat. My grandmother was a Democrat. And my mother and grandmother voted back in the 60s, and the two of them were adults when they were able to vote. Maybe I'll go into that history at some time. However, he put the smack down to me, and he said, it's not about how you feel. Can you see me? He said, it's not about how you feel. What have they done for you? And the fact that I was an adult and it never hit me, because I used to look at Republicans. Oh, you're more, you're money grubbers. You don't care about anything, and blah blah blah. That was my talking point. Blah 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 blah. Yeah, that was it. However, back to Senator John Kennedy said the Democrats in Washington are avocado toasted eating cosmopolitan elitists, and he's my favorite person next to Trump. Okay, now Steve Bannon says reparations. All Americans who were pushed out of the jobs due to the immigrants coming in on the visas. And Vivek and Elon are saying, well, Elon didn't say it, but Vivek came out and said, and when he said that, when Vivek said, well, Americans spend too much time distracted. They're not spending time doing any work. And because they're not doing any work, they cannot be an engineer. They cannot be a doctor because they didn't spend the time working like me. I studied all day, every day. I studied 5 times a day, 6. No, I'm just making that up. But he made it to where he said Americans do not have what it takes for these jobs. Now, these jobs were here before he even got here. This country was built before he even got here. There were engineers before, but Steve Bannon said, nah, look, matter of fact, all of you need to go. I'm like, oh, smack. He went there. He's like, nah, this is not going to work. This is not going to work, and you are not going to do Americans like that. No, you're not, because America comes first. And if you come here, you have to put America first and stop flying your foreign flags because you left your country. You should not be flying an Indian flag. No, you should be flying an American flag because you're an American citizen. It's going down. It's going down. So I'm like, oh, snap. I'm gonna start eating some popcorn because this is gonna be interesting. As I learn it, you're gonna learn it. Now that people are here, international news. You thought we had it going on. Oh man. Okay. Before I get over to Africa, because they're doing DDTs. Yeah, I go back a little ways. However, Trinidad and Tobago, they are on a lockdown. They are now, where's it at? They're at a state of emergency. They're saying, we got a problem here. The crime wave has gone up. This weekend has gone crazy. It has been violent. People are unalived. It is too much for the local people or the local police to handle. We need the military to come in to straighten this out. I'm like, oh, wow. So here, it says a state of emergency declared in Trinidad and Tobago amid exceptionally deadly year. Acting authorities, General Minister of Energy Stuart Young and a Minister of National Security Fitzgerald Hinds told the press conference at the National Security Ministry in Port of Spain Trinidad and Tobago on December 30th. Today, we got that today. Trinidad Tobago has declared a state of emergency after a spate of unalivings over the weekend added to what was already an exceptionally deadly year for the Caribbean nation. Under the state of emergency powers announced Monday by the Office of the Prime Minister Keith Rowley, the police will be able to search people in premises without warrants and detain suspects up to 48 hours, and in an effort to bring down what the leader has called an unacceptable high level of violent crimes. It is wild. So I have a couple of friends over there, and I'm like, hey, yo, Russell, I hope you're watching this, and I hope you're fine. Stay safe. So now this puts a big plug in the tourism, because they need tourism. They need people coming in. They need people, bringing money within the island nation. I'm not quite sure what their exports are, but this is not helping. Now you have other countries putting out advisories saying, yo, there's a lot going on over there in Trinidad and Tobago, so you may not want to go. Don't go until it's under control. Right now, it's too much, and we don't want you being unalived. We don't know what's going on, why it's going on, but we know one thing: don't go. I'm like, wow. Now, over in Africa, oh man. Okay, I'm especially going to manhandle or woman handle Nigeria. Oh, Nigeria. Look, President Tinubu, President Tinubu. Okay, what's going on over there is now Nigeria is saying, hey, Niger, you're the one who did something to our pipelines. It was you. You did it. We know you did it. And you got to stop and think, because over 2 years ago, there was an election, and it had different countries watching Nigeria as far as how they do their election and make sure everything was fine. Now, who was over there was Stacey Abrams. Stacey Abrams, she got beat. Oh my goodness. She got beat by Kemp. However, what's quite interesting is the senatorial race. You had, what's his name? He was an NFL player. I can't think of his name right now. And he had a lot of problems, schizophrenia, all this other stuff. And he got more votes than Stacey Abrams running for governor over all of Georgia. And he got more votes than she got through the whole entire state. However, she was over there. Now, I question, why were you over there, Stacey? What was up? Who was on a plane with you, Stacey? Did you have the andale, mama, sia, uh-oh? Did you have the 3-letter agency on there? Because when you were there, the Nigerian pipelines, poop. Did you bring people over there? I'm asking for a friend, because I know the girl down the hallway wants to know. She wants to know that. So Nigeria is saying, Niger, you did it. Huh? No. Niger's and now Niger is fighting for its independence. It's saying, okay, look, France, or as they may say, hey, Frenchie, that's horrible. France, you cannot take our natural resources anymore. No, you're going to have to pay us. You can't take our natural resources, and you can't take our money and have our money go into your bank, and then you tell and then complain to the world how Niger is a problem and how you have to keep on taking care of Niger by sending money to them. But the money came from their banks there to France. So when Nigeria said, look, Look, this is too much. This is too much. This is our natural resources. If you want them, you're going to have to pay us. You are not going to bully us. You're not going to take our stuff and then turn around and then ask us to pay for it while you have our money. No. The African Union, AU, I'm still upset with you because you didn't back Niger. And that right there was the president of Ethiopia and the president of Nigeria, Tinubu. Tinubu and Ethiopia jumped on Niger saying, hey, Macron is throwing a fit on national TV. He doesn't look good because you are pressing with his money. And if you don't know, if it weren't for the African countries sending their resources, whether if they, okay, I'm going to send in their resources, France would not be where it is now. Some say it would be worse off or equal to the Ukraine as far as how they're doing financially. Now, France is getting everything from the African continent or former colonies. Quite interesting. So now Niger said, I'm still not doing it. This is Niger is for Nigerians. Wow. And so now Nigeria is taken to a next step. Now, this is what the article says. I'm like, what? Yeah, that's right, Celine. France is a mess. It has, man, France, look, has a lot of problems. Not only what's going on the African continent, but you have a lot of internal problems, work, people aren't working, the economy's collapsing. You have people that migrated there that are angry because they're like, you're treating me with disrespect, and some of the French citizens are not behaving in a nice way. And so there's a lot of fighting within it. And then you have some of the French that are poor and they're immigrants and they're put in a poor area. And there's a lot of crime and all of that. Celine says, my grandmother went to France in the 1960s when she lived in Germany, and she didn't like French people from Paris. Oh, okay. I never been to France. My friend, the way she says it, she says her father put her on a plane. He drove her up a mountain, dropped her off at a boarding school, and left her for about 5 years. She went to boarding. That's how she says it. It's too funny. Oh man, it's too funny. But France is having a lot of problems. But however, the problems that I see are coming not only internally, but there's a massive external problem. So now you have Niger who jumped ship. Now you have what's it called? Burkina Faso. They're like it sounds like French ghettos. Possibly. Oh, wait a minute. I'm sorry. Dr. Lawrence said, on behalf of the gas station in France, we're a part of the protest for a week. And this year or last year, perhaps, let me see, we put up like this. People could not access the gas stations, and there was even a map to get gas in the gas station. It's on Twitter. Yeah, but because keep in mind, France side, you see, the United States does so much in business that United States has no business in. When all of this happened, when the ukulele, please understand what I'm saying, because the algorithm and I stay in trouble. The ukulele and the rushing waters, before that even started, the U.S. was over there destabilizing the country. Now, right now, you have the going on, and then France, England, and the other European nations was telling Russian waters, hey, if you don't stop, don't jump on the ukulele country, because the ukulele country is innocent. It had nothing to do with that. And Russian waters was like, hey, let me tell you one thing. Celine said the open borders in the EU has ruined a lot of it. Dr. Carmen says, okay. So then the ukulele, what was I at? The ukulele country. No, so then Russian water said, hey, Europe, let me tell you something. I have the oil. I have the oil. And you're talking real grimy to me. Now, you know that Biden had a lot to do with this. And if you go back and look at some of my older videos about a year and a half, 2 years ago, I use foreign newspapers to where it laid out everything. Now, Russian waters was saying, now you're siding with this because of NATO, and NATO has a vested interest in taking over my country and eliminating me, and eliminate me like a dog if they can. And they want to take over everything because I have an oil deposit up there in the Arctic and natural gas. I have all that because those Americans, the pipeline. I know you did, Biden. I know you did it. So you have all that going on. And now France is having some serious issues. And the gas, they don't, and Russian water said, I'm going to cut the gas by what I have to go back and find a newspaper, like 15-20%. And you're going to either pay me in rubles, you're going to pay me in gold, or you're going to go to the stock market and pay it online. You're going to pay it. Either way, you're going to pay me. And if you keep on acting stupid, I'm going to turn it even less. That is what's going on in France. Now, I'm sure that it's way more than that. I know there's way more than that. But that France, how it connects to Nigeria and Niger, because now the African colonies are like, look, I'm free from you because you no longer rule this country or the other countries. So we're going to stop giving you money, and you're going to stop taking our resources. Yes, you're going to stop doing that. You're going to stop doing that. And we're going to flourish on our own. The interesting part is that you have other countries around Niger and oh my goodness, Fosbias. I can't pronounce that to save anyone's life, and I'm sorry. Basquiat, oh goodness, they have their independence from France. So now France lost 2 countries. That puts them in an even worse position. And when France falls, unfortunately, I don't want to see any country do bad, but I don't want to see any country be exploited either. So there has to be some kind of way to where there could be, yes, I'm sounding like I'm in the middle of the road. I just don't like to see anyone flatline. It hurts me to my heart to even say that. But however, the fighting not the fighting, but the issues that Nigeria has with what is it called? Niger. Now I have an article that I want to take a look at real quick because I thought it was quite interesting. So here, matter of fact, let me go ahead and bring it up so I don't have to go back and forth. That's going to be a bit too much. I'm sorry, I should have this already situated. I know it's bad for the video. Please forgive me. Okay, here it is. Okay, so I already gave you a lot of the background already. Not the cardiologist, but right here. This this is Nigerian president, and this right here is a Niger president. So it's quite interesting. Nigeria and Nigeria's neighbors are being suspected of accusing of sabotaging the pipeline in Niger. Niger accuses Nigeria of sabotaging. Nigeria alleges that Nigeria is providing support to destabilize Niger, which just do a little bit of research, you could prove that because they were not quiet about it because they were quite vocal using the African Union to do it. Nigeria denies the allegations and refutes any connection with the terrorist organization responsible for the attack. I don't know how you're going to prove that one, President Nabutu. But the government of Nigeria recently levied accusations against Nigeria for acting as the basis for destabilizing action, purportedly with the help from the Nigerian government officials and outside forces. We all know who that is. We don't even have to speculate on that one. Nigeria alleged that Nigeria was involved with the pipeline and the vandalism. But the interesting part is that when it happened in Nigeria and the CIA three-letter agency, despite the efforts to normalize the relationship, we regret that the Nigerian has not given up on serving as an area rare base for the destabilization of Niger, with the complicity of some foreign powers and officials of the former regime to what was for what it offers refuge. And the president of Niger was taken over. He threw out it was a military coup, and the president ousted the previous president because he kept on with the status quo of giving everything to France. And he was like, okay, I can't take it anymore. This is too much. I can't take it. Now, there's some saying that there was another foreign power that helped the military coup to occur, and I have to find out who that is. Once I find out, I'll let you know. But despite the efforts to normalize the relationship, we regret that Niger has not given up serving as the rare base for the destabilization of Nigeria, with the complicity of the foreign powers and officials of the former regime to whom it offers refuge. To local broadcaster quoted that Nigerian Foreign Minister uh, Bakari Yau Sungari says recent revelations point to certain complicities in the Nigerian security apparatus in the pipeline attack and foreign minister. Let me see. Let's see what they're saying.
Ford F Series, best-selling trucks for 47 years.
Okay.
It's the
Shifting focus to West Africa now, where a rift between neighbors Niger and Nigeria is widening. In the latest, the junta-ruled Niger has accused Nigeria of colluding with foreign powers to destabilize its neighbor. Niger's junta has claimed that Nigeria is acting as a base for destabilizing actions and that Abuja was involved in a recent pipeline vandalism that Niamey suffered. Niger also summoned the Nigerian envoy over the latest allegations. Earlier this month, Niger-Benin oil pipeline was attacked in Niger's Dosso region. Niger had claimed that forces based in Nigeria had assisted the Lokawara terrorist group that attacked the pipeline. Responding to Niger's charge, Nigeria refuted its involvement in the pipeline attack. Abuja said that the attackers were neither backed nor assisted by Nigerian authorities. Niger also accused its former colonial ruler France of complicity with Niger.
It's the Get Holiday Ready sales event with the Ford Crew.
Welcome to our full lineup of food, Nigeria, and said that its neighbor had offered refuge to some French officials. To this, the Nigerian government said that there were no French troops in the northern part of its territory. Its foreign ministry said that the allegations were unfounded and should be disregarded. Ties between these two West African neighbors have been strained since a 2023 military coup in Niger ousted the president Mohamed Bazoum. The Western pro-West regional organization, the ECOWAS, promptly imposed sanctions on Niger. Nigeria's President Bola Tinubu, who is the current chairman of the ECOWAS bloc, briefly considered a military intervention to restore the ousted President Bazoum, further stoking tensions between the two countries. It also led to Niger's withdrawal from the Economic Community of the West African States, or ECOWAS. Niger, along with neighboring junta-ruled states of Burkina Faso and Mali, also quit the ECOWAS, set up the Alliance of Sahel States. In February of 2020,
I tell you this much: if that happens, if Nigeria oversteps its bounds and goes into Niger, it's going to be worse. It's going to be a serious war. And it's not only going to include those two areas, but it's going to include other surrounding areas because they also have allies. Oh, I don't even want to think about that. That's going to be a horrible thing to even think. But however, as far as that right there is concerned, it's wild. It's really wild. Now, let me see. Back to what I stated earlier about, I'm not going to talk about Trinidad or Tobago anymore, but let me go back to the U.S. real quick because there's a lot of news coming out. It's consistently coming out. Now my iPad doesn't want to work the way I want it to. But the Republicans, it's quite interesting because the ones who are sitting back eating popcorn are the Democrats. And they're seeing the Republicans are starting to fight before Donald Trump even takes office. And just so that people understand, MAGA is not ultra conservative. No, people have that terribly confused. The ultra conservative looks at MAGA as moderate or liberal. And yes, there are liberal Republicans. It's not just Democrats. There are liberal Republicans. They just don't take that title. They just push them in as moderates. They sort of push them together. So keep that in mind. So MAGA is the middle of the road. So whenever they say MAGA, Donald Trump, conservative, no. Donald Trump is, he'll say it himself that he was a Democrat. He was a liberal Democrat. I think I heard him say that once. I have to find that clip. I don't know where I have it, but it's somewhere. But he, and I just previously said that. So now they have drawn a line in between the Republicans, the conservative against the MAGA. So it's going to be very interesting what happens. Oh my goodness, it's going to be very interesting. And as far as Doge, this was wild. Now, the government almost shut down because they had a 1,500-page budget. And Doge, meaning the Department of Governance Efficiency, Vivek said, no, I'm sorry. Elon said, wait a minute. Take a look at that, please. Please take another look at that. And then Speaker Johnson was like, well, they had passed a 1,500-page budget. And all of a sudden, they're like, take another look at it. And they ripped the 1,500-page down to 120 pages. Now, if you have ever spent time in college going into the higher levels of graduate level, and you have to sit there and write your thesis. That's about 120 pages, about what, 4 chapters? Yeah, they're like, okay, that 1,500 page, no, once, and then it passed. I don't know what occurred. I don't know who said what or whom did what. I don't know. But the Democrats and Republicans passed it. Then Speaker Johnson said, America first. I'm like, oh, snap. Okay, this is going to be very interesting. So once that budget comes out and see what it talks about, I'm going to make sure I let everybody know. Let everybody know this. But right now, the whole world is having issues. And it's getting crazier by the second. And now we have these drones going on over the United States on the East Coast. And it's quite interesting because it's over New Jersey, New York, and Pennsylvania. Very interesting. Very interesting. I wonder what it is. I wonder. Now, no one is coming out saying the extraterrestrial, which no. The lights are red, green, and blue. That's the United States. Those drones belong to the United States. You're not fooling anyone. Not fooling anyone at all. Let me check on Rumble to see if anybody's saying anything. Oh, come on, don't do that. Okay. All right. I can drop the link. Is anybody interested in coming up? Why is this? Okay, let me go ahead and drop the link if you have something to add. Oh man, I don't have my phone because I could have set up to where y'all could call in. So, what are your thoughts? What are your thoughts? Because France is going through a lot, and it has a lot to do with Africa. Matter of fact, I'm going to say this. My mother has aides, and many of them come from Africa. And one aide from Comoros, she said something interesting. She said, a lot of Africans, namely Muslims, go into France to do to them what they did to us. I'm like, oh snap! Wow. And now I see all the fighting and everything that's going on. I think maybe she may be accurate. Who knows? But it's kind of scary. Yeah, she said that. She said, and then if you look at the fighting that's going on and her statement, there may be some truth to that. Now, when you look at Sweden and all the places to where they have gone, I don't know what Sweden did to the Muslims, to the Africans. I don't know. I don't think they did anything. And Norway and Finland, Germany. I don't know what Germany. Let me see. Germany had a colony. What was it? What was it near? Somebody help me out here. Germany had a colony in Africa. I think was it Zambia, Zimbabwe, somewhere around there. But I don't know if it was a contentious type of thing. I'm not quite sure. I haven't done much research on that, but for her to make that statement, I'm like, well, let me ask you. Let me ask you, since you're saying that, what did the U.S. do to Comoros? I would like to know. I mean, because look, we don't want no smoke. No smoke. Oh, Namibia. Thank you. Namibia. And I do use their newspapers. Matter of fact, Germany gave Namibia, I think about $5 million to help them with their forest reserves. Thank you for that reminder, Dr. Lauren. I really appreciate that a lot. So, I just hope that all this fighting stops, and that's just a maternal part of me. We are the world type of thing, because I don't want to see anything negative go on, but negative stuff is going on. So I will keep you abreast of what's going on. Please like, subscribe. That's for free. If you want to jump out the window, I have PayPal, Cash App, Venmo, Politics with Laura Any, and all thing accounts. And I do have a membership, $4.99 a month. On that note, where's it at? On that note, I do want to thank you for stopping by.